Hey everybody, it's Miss Denise from the South Charleston Public Library. We're here visiting for our Field Trip Fridays, which are going to be published all summer online through our Facebook page. So our first visit here is to the Brooks Hill Area Library that is actually the James W. Curry Public Library. So Miss Judith is the director here, and we're going to find out a little bit more about her and her experience here and how she became a librarian. So Miss Judith?
Hi. It's nice to be here today, and I'm happy to tell you about the James W. Curry Public Library. This library was a gift to the community from James W. Curry, who was born here on Brooks Hill, grew up here, went on to college, became a teacher, and after his teaching career went into real estate. And he felt that education was the way out of poverty, and it was the best way to help a community lift itself up. So he donated in his will this library and the 222 acres that it sits on as a gift to the community to help give back. He was a big believer in you should grow up, get an education, go out in the world, and then come back to your community and give back. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of the theme that we work with here on Brooks Hill. How I became a librarian, this is the last of many careers for me. Mm-hmm. And I moved to West Virginia because I fell in love with West Virginia. It's just such a beautiful state. And I wanted this to be my forever home. Mm-hmm. And so I sought work and found a position in a library in Philippines. Mm-hmm. And I worked there and got an opportunity with the Laura Bush Grant to get a degree in library science. And then very unexpectedly, the position came open out here. Mm-hmm. I applied and, I got an interview. Mm-hmm. Never expected it. Mm-hmm. And then I got to become the director out here. Mm-hmm. And I've been here since 2014. And we have been steadily building our collection and our programs and our relationships with the community.
Fantastic. Well, we were very impressed just what we saw online, and we had to come look for ourselves because even this building is so unique. Tell us a little bit about the building that we're in.
We're a log cabin.
A log cabin? Holy wow, that's wonderful.
So yeah, it's interesting challenge as far as keeping mold and that sort of thing out. Sure. Because it's hard to, log cabins are not archival quality.
This is true, very true.
But it is certainly appropriate for our community because we are kind of in the wilderness. When I first saw this library, I was really impressed and I thought, wow, what a gem in the middle of the wilderness. It's like a treasure in the middle of the wilderness. Mm-hmm. So we have a one-story building. We also, on our grounds, have 2 playgrounds and 2 pavilions and a campground.
Wonderful. And we're going to take looks at those before we go today. So we got lots of things to show you. So what else would you like to tell us about your library that makes you unique? I mean, being in a log cabin in and of itself is very unique. And your location is very unique. We love to drive out here. There's a gravel road to get to you. That's wonderful.
On top of a mountain.
On top of a mountain. So we know her patrons and her readers who come to her really want to be here. And that says so much about the people here at your library, that you get so many people that come to visit you. So
the things that make us unique. Well, one thing that makes us unique is that we have a story trail. It's about 8/10 of a mile. And each year we put out stories so that people who come up to enjoy the pavilions or the playgrounds in the evening have something literacy-based that they can do while they're up here. Wonderful. It encourages reading, and then during our summer reading program, we change the story each week and include codes or puzzles, and our Storytime participants can earn tickets towards prize drawings by taking the story trail and finding the code and then showing one of the librarians the code.
Oh, fun. Very fun. So there's outdoor adventures that we have here. So there's so many unique things, and we're going to show you some parts and areas of the library, including our young readers section. So we are looking forward to seeing more as we go. So join us right back in a minute.
Let's take a walk around the library. Here we have our newspapers. And our other periodicals. And this is our young readers section. We have our board books for those just learning about books. We have our easy books for those just learning about words, and we have our J picture books for those who are tired of the easy books but not quite ready for chapter books. We have a nice selection of non-fiction books for our young readers and puzzles. And we have our young adult section, a section of books for tweens, those who are beyond the chapter books but not quite into the young adults. And then we have our J chapter books. We also have mysteries, westerns, and bonnet novels. We have a nice little section of Appalachian and West Virginian books, including a very old copy of the history of West Virginia and its people. We also have, for people who don't like the heavy books, we have lots of paperbacks that are very portable and a nice selection of DVDs.
Let's see.
Here we have nonfiction for adults and people who want to study. Many of our books are quite old, so there's some interesting finds that you can enjoy. We also have our dear friend, the old card catalog. Even though we have a computer-based ILS, we've kept our old friend here. We have some audio books, some large print books, and a nice selection of jigsaw puzzles that people can take and check out and take to their campers and enjoy on an evening. One of the things we started doing a few years ago was to, in an effort to raise money for our children's programming, which includes our family story time, our summer reading program, our Halloween hayride, which is a collaboration with the Selbyville Volunteer Fire Department, and our Christmas at Curry Festival of Lights, and our big program of the year is our Santa's Workshop. But to raise money for that, we started making quilts. This is our first quilt we made. The children made the blocks, and then we put it together, assembled it together, and quilted it, and then we raffled it off. The winner of the raffle was nice enough to donate this quilt back to us. Since then, we've made a camper's quilt, a strawberry quilt, and this year's quilt is a gnome quilt. You can buy raffle tickets online. Even though we're out in the country, and I do mean out in the country, and cell phone service is kind of scarce here, we do have public access computers and free Wi-Fi. And during the pandemic, while the schools were closed, we were able to be a virtual learning center and had virtual school up here where the kids could come in with their iPads and actually work. And we, not only our internet, but we benefited from the Kids Connect program and also from Micrologic's new 5G program. Even if the library is closed, you can still have fun at the Brooks Hill with our Tales, Tales, and Trails story walk this summer. Each week there'll be a different story to enjoy.